Oh, wow. Just one second. Let me put the earbuds. Okay. We're connected. Good Woche. Yud Gimel Tammuz. So we start with the story of the Baal Shem HaKodesh. One time, the Baal Shem Tov came to a very, very simple villager. Now, we don't even know what simple means. I mean, we're simple people, but the simple people of 300 years ago, 280 years ago, is, you want to turn off the sound? It's okay, just turn off the sound. Okay. Anyhow, the Baal Shem HaKodesh once came to a house of one of those simple folks of yesteryear. Simple folks of yesteryear. That sounds nice. Anyhow, so Baal Shem HaKodesh woke up Chatzos, and that person also woke up Chatzos. And the Baal Shem HaKodesh says that he had this big fat siddur, this person. And Baal Shem HaKodesh said Tikkun Chatzos, and this person said the whole siddur, everything. Shachris, Mincha, Ma'ariv, Shabbos, Yom Tov, Yom Kippur, the whole. So Baal Shem Tov told him, you shouldn't do that. You know, you're saying a lot of bracha levatala. And it's, you know, this levatala is a very serious offense. You know, there's serious consequences to that. So the person told him, listen, I don't know anything. The only thing I know is the form of the letters, to recognize the letters. Now, I have no idea what davening has to do, shachris, what's mincha, what's. I don't know what to say when. I remember my father used to say, I saw he said it, but I don't know which is when. So I said the whole thing. So Hashem HaKodesh told him, this is not good. He said, tell me what I'm going to do. So he took some straw, and he put a small piece of straw, put it in the siddur, says up to here is shachris. And then, you know, up to here, a little longer, this is mincha. Up to here, a little longer, this is ma'ariv. Up to a little longer, this is Shabbos. So put a little order into the stuff. So I said, okay, now I know, no problem. Baal Shem HaKodesh, then he left. So once he left, this person, you know, took the siddur. What do you know? Whatever it is, the straws fell off. Now he was, you know, he didn't know what to do. Because before he thought it's okay for him to say the whole thing. Now he realizes he's in really big trouble. You know, he's going to be severely punished if he. So he ran after the Baal Shem Tov. But the Baal Shem Tov was very far away. The Baal Shem Tov put his kerchief on the water and crossed the river on the kerchief. And that person, you know, called out after him. But it was too far to hear him. So that person saw the Baal Shem HaKodesh is, you know, standing on his kerchief, you know, traversing the water. So he took his kerchief and put it on the water, and he stood on it, and also crossed the water all the way to Baal Shem Tov. So Shem Tov took a look at it, and he says, if the tmimis and the emunah of that person is so strong And in Shemaim, they have such a chasruach for what he does, I mean, please, he puts a kerchief on the water and he floats on the water. He can do that. But Shem Tov told him, listen, you do whatever it is you do. It's okay. That's the Ma'aseh from Al Shem HaKadosh. The point that we can take from that, I mean, we sort of want to take out of it like, wow, this is so beautiful, simple people, optimistic people, innocent. Wow, like so gewaldic, this so humane, it's like so human and so, soft heart, like these cold guys, whatever it is, and look how great it is, whatever it is. Like, it sounds like a fairy tale. What we mean that it sounds like a fairy tale is that, not that it's not believable. We live bevadai. But like it's not relevant to us. We're neither the Baal Shem Tov, and we're not this Tmimisdika guy. We cannot put the kerchief on the river and cross the river that way. So what is Ma'aseh actually telling us? The Ma'aseh is telling us something that we spoke a little bit on Shalashudis today. Do you realize there's like a nail here? You know, this is calling something, scratch himself. That simple person had no idea who he is. He had no idea that in Shemaim they were having this gewaldige nachas ruach from his tefillos. He never crossed the river on a kerchief before. It was so simple. So the Baal Shem Tov puts a kerchief. So he also puts a kerchief. He crosses. He's also crossed. The Baal Shem Tov then, realized, Al Pi Halacha, definitely you cannot say the whole siddur. But the main nekuda is, each and every one of us has no idea who he is. None. Spoke about it as Shalashudis, that we have a vague notion, that we know, this is who I am. But it's like a blurry kind of image, with borderlines that sort of like keep on changing and shifting, just amorphous kind of, and then there is a lot of space around us, like a makifin around us. It is also who we are. And we have no idea what it is. And we realize that this is who we are. You can sneeze, it's okay. So we'll be on the recording. It's cool, no problem. Say gesundheit, no problems. Oh. So this is why we spoke about this before, Rabbi Wise also. This is why we always wish that we'll find someone who will accept us the way we are. Why? Because we don't have a clue who we are. We are like a sandwich, whatever it is. So somebody could accept us, warts and all, just a whole pack and caboodle. What is it? We cannot define it. We cannot put our finger on it. It's like as we said this afternoon, we are like, I can talk about myself. I don't know about you. I feel like I'm a stranger. I feel like I'm an alien From another star, I see people around, and I feel like I don't belong. I mean, yeah, I belong, and I have friends, and this and that, but I'm always alone. It's nobody really knows me. They know things about me. According to, this person was Bilam. Bilam can say, Balak says, okay, take a look from this angle, then you can curse them. Hide out some of the stuff and see some of the stuff, then, you can curse them. It's like people see us, they see certain parts. We think that they only see what we show them, but what we show them, but it's not true. They see whatever it is that they see, and we have no idea what it is. But we do know that it's not, quote unquote, the truth as we know it. It's not the way we know ourselves. But then the truth is that we don't know ourselves either. In other words, what we know about ourselves is also not true. It's like we have no idea what we don't know. The whole thing is like fuzzy. Yeah, we have no idea what it is we don't know. We don't even know what is it we know. What we know is that the whole thing is just like, and ultimately, this is by design. That's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to do. So what do we have to do? We have to daven. We have to learn. How do we have to learn? Because there's halacha. What happens if someone doesn't know halacha? So the Mazel Hashem Tov tells us that person, that simple person, it's Amaretz. Basically, it's just, he knows how to read, and that's it. He is what he is. The HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows, the tzaddik knows what he is. The HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows what he is. The only thing that he needs to do what it is that he can do. That's it. That already creates an amazing Nachas Ruach and Nishamayim. Amazing. At the beginning, the Baal Shem HaKadosh, Kaviyachol, didn't know what it was about. As Mishamayim, they hid from Baal Shem Tov how much Hanoah they had in Shamayim from this person, so they could see what kind of Hanoah they had. This person, just an Emunah alone, just did about Emunah. He didn't use Shemis, Kabbalah names, whatever it is. Just Emunah alone. That's how he crossed the river. That person, okay, he can do it. I can do it too. And it's just like and it's a very common thing when you learn Torah, or when you're davening, or when you're making this Zbeidadus, that's not really Zbeidadus. It wasn't, my heart didn't open. I didn't speak about what I wanted to speak. When I davened, I ran through. In the middle, I got impatient. And come on, let's just finish it. All kinds of things that we see all these blemishes. But we have no notion at all about who we are and what this is all about. It's okay. A person can sit and speak to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and be so powerfully aware of the bad thoughts that he has, the indecent fantasies that he has, or, the bad things that he has, and the waste of time that he wastes, whatever it is. And this is like, if you're lucky. Well, most people say, okay, what's the big deal? No, if you're lucky. I said, like, what should I do? How about you say thank you to HaKadosh Baruch Hu for all the Shabbosim that you kept all your life? You're a villain for having this thought, this look, and this urge, whatever it is, fine. What about all the Shabbosim that you kept? What about all the kosher food that you ate? What about all the Yom Tov that you kept? And all the mitzvahs in the Yom Tov, lulav, whatever it is. Saying to Kodesh Baruch Hu for all that stuff, that's nothing. Only the bad stuff is real. The good stuff, I'm supposed to do that. It's not a given. You know, this is what Rabbeinu spoke about, Nekuda Tova. Nekuda Tova basically means, it doesn't mean that the person did do bad, or he doesn't have to do tshuva. That's not what it's about. Nekuda Tova means, remember what you know that you are. And what you know that you are, the only thing you can really tell is that you are somebody who's good, that sometimes does bad. The Sichos Haran wants to tell you, no. You're bad that sometimes does good. And that good is nishka kunz, because everybody does it. But the bad, where now you're really going to get it. That's what the Sichos Haran wants it to say. So you can be depressed. So you can fall off. Thing is that you have no clue who you are. You don't know. More shall be revealed yet. You don't have a clue. The tzaddik knows, because the tzaddik knows your neshama when it was in Netzal, you know, and all the way after Tchias HaMesim, and he knows you that intimately. That's it. You only have, you know, this myopia of this tunnel vision of the way I feel about myself right now. That's it. Know what I was, what I'm going to be, nothing. This story about Shem Tov opens up a window to this immense worth of what we do that we have absolutely no idea. It takes the tzaddik to elevate it and to bring it up, to cleanse it, to be the interface, the conduit, the thing that drives you on. We are creations of Kodesh Baruch Hu. Just think about it for a minute. We are the handiwork of Kodesh Baruch Hu. You know, in the Louvre, they have the Mona Lisa. Everybody's like, you know, like, why? Because Leonardo da Vinci painted it. You know, so that's an original Leonardo da Vinci. We are a Kodesh Baruch Hu original. You know, it's there isn't, and there never was anyone like you, ever. There's never ever going to be anyone. You are the real McCoy. You're priceless. You have no idea. The tzaddik knows, but you don't know. The hardest thing is to actually believe that this is who you are. I mean, it's he's so convincing. He's so compelling. It's like, don't believe him. Don't believe him. So last week, this is up to here is Sichos Baal Shem. We're dealing now with one person of his people, and he was very sick. This is Sichos Haran. Last week we spoke about Rabbeinu's, you know, the miracles, the medicine that he did. And so now they're telling about another one. His hand was such that it was hanging around, you know, on his neck. And he could not take the hand down. Not long ago, there was an old man. He was an old man in Chabad, in my area. His hand was also like this. So people tried to go, and he was like, just couldn't. He says, there was no way this person could put his hand down because he was sick. He was sick, and the pain was immense. So they spoke before Rabbeinu Zichron Livracha that he has to drink malts. It's like salt water that cleanse the blood. That was the kind of food that used to have, and get all the medications. And that person was very, very poor, had absolutely nothing, but he couldn't spend money on medications, whatever. So on Shabbos, when Rabbeinu was sitting by the table, for the day meal, so Rabbeinu said to the people that would go around that he was there as well. So Rabbeinu said to the people, "He bevada has a muna, right?" Everybody says, "Yeah, of course." Rabbeinu repeated again, and he spoke about it. If that person has a muna, and people say yes, then Rabbeinu suddenly turned to this person and ordered him, "Put your hand down." And that person freaked out, and everybody freaked out. This man was sick for a long time. How he's going to put it down. But immediately the Rabbeinu ordered him to do that. They took, the sling, whatever it is, put it down, and put his hand down. On the spot, no problem. And it was totally open and evident to everybody. He became well. At that particular moment, boom, the illness was taken away. And his hand, became well. From that point on, that's it. Like nothing was ever wrong. It also says, we saw this kind of, unnatural moifsin that Rabbeinu was doing every once in a while. But afterwards, I came to Rabbeinu, says Ibn Nosson, and he spoke to me about it. And Rabbeinu at that time had an illness. He had some pain. And he said that every single time that he's performing a miracle, afterwards he has Yisurim. Afterwards, Rabbeinu has to suffer. He says that's why every time that he was making miracles, he would beg because people should forget it and remember. Of the Mofsim. We spoke about on the way home. We spoke about why do we need a tzaddik? To be working from within us, to speak to Kodesh Baruch Hu. Why can't we just turn to Kodesh Baruch Hu ourselves? So we said that you should ask Kodesh Baruch Hu that, not us. And the first thing in this answer that is actually being said is that when you are asking, why do we need the tzaddik? Why can't we tzaddik Kodesh Baruch Hu ourselves? It's not really a question. It's a statement. It doesn't have a question mark at the end. It has an exclamation mark. Why can't we do that? It's not a question. It's a. How can you say that? In other words, we should be able to do it ourselves. It's not a question. It's a statement. And by the answer, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, no. It's a question. It's true. Why is it true? Ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I don't know. Don't question the veracity of what I'm saying. What I'm saying is true. Why? If you turn it into a question, I don't have an answer. But we saw the same thing with Moshe Rabbeinu, right? Korach was also a question. I have the same question. Who the heck are you? You know what happened to Korach? Because Baruch got so upset. Why are you upset? It's a very good question. Why can't we just go straight to you? What do we need to tzaddik? That's it. I'm finishing everybody up. Whoa, time out. What happened? How much we need to beg HaKadosh Baruch Hu for Emunas Tzadikim. How much do we need to beg HaKadosh Baruch Hu for Emunas Tzadikim? You see that when that person, who was one of Rabbeinu's people, Obviously, he had emunas chachamim. So Rabbeinu, does this person has emunah? And everyone said yes. He spoke about, does he have emunah? Yes, that person was there. Abbas was stoking up the person's emunah, and then he was a ready vessel for the miracle. But that person didn't have emunah, and the miracle wouldn't happen. The famous Smaisa, Chofetz Chaim went to visit Rabbi Soa Salanter, and he stayed with Shabbos. Mitzvah Shabbos, so Salanter told Chofetz Chaim, there's a sick person. Let's go visit him. They went there. So Salanter sat with him, and he told him that person's about tzaddikim and the munas tzaddikim and damarai, and just like, and that like really got him excited about like the kedusha of the tanoim and damarai with the whole. And once he said, the Gemara says, "Melugma b'Shabbos refuah." After Shabbos to drink something hot, it's a refuah. We'll ask the Rebbetzin to make you a cup of tea, but let's drink a refuah. And so she made him a cup of tea. He drank it. He had refuah. When they went away, Reb Salanter told the Chofetz Chaim, if I wouldn't have excited him and stoked up his emunas tzaddikim, it would have worked. It's only when he had the teli of emunas tzaddikim, then what Chazal said about him, could happen. What I said could happen. It's that all the things in the Likutei Moharan says, it only works, A, if you believe it, and B, if this is what you want it. We put them as because you want Shmir Service, then it helps. But if you're not even interested in that, I ain't going to do nothing. Baruch Hashem. I have a gewaldige chizuk in myself that everything that I said now is also true about me. I also don't know who I am. It's like I'm sure Mishamayim also have nachas for me also. Even though I'm totally convinced that, forget about him. It's like, oh Hashem, he's a Mila Emes, these are words of truth, oh Hashem. Gewalt. The only thing we need to is just to do the thing that we really know is what we need to do. We need to daven, we need to learn, we need to start again, we need to ask Kadosh Baruch Hu for tzaddikim. And we spoke about Shalashudis and Shalashudis today about this Indian of this different level of loneliness, where there's a person who doesn't have anybody. I mean, literally doesn't have anybody. Then there's a person who has people, but he doesn't feel that they care about him. They don't care. So you have kind of family, friends, this, but you don't feel that anybody cares about you. And then there is a place that we said that everybody in his own brain, as I just said, that a person doesn't know himself at all. He's all alone. There's nobody there in him, in his mind. And he doesn't even know who he is. And talk about loneliness. It's like you're walking in a corridor and you have no idea where the walls are. It's like you don't know. You don't know what, you can't see the floor, you don't know what the walls are, you don't know anything. But the Kadosh Baruch Hu is in there with you, and he knows you. He knows you. That presence of Kadosh Baruch Hu inside your mind, that's the tzaddik. That's the work of the tzaddik. It's completely the tzaddik, and the tzaddik is not even there. It's you and the Kadosh Baruch Hu. That's the work of the tzaddik. Hashem should help us with that. Hashem, Gimel Tammuz, We'll Monday night we'll okay. Нет проблема. It's okay. It's okay. Monday night, Mr. Shemalin says Perimisius. Tuesday, no. Wednesday night, what's happening Wednesday night? Yeah, Wednesday night is Shabbat Thomas, no? Okay, listen. Right. We have Shara Brachas, Wednesday. Avram Statman. She'll have a Gevaldige week and amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Ashreino. Tak Ashreino. All right, let's stop this recording.